Hi, and welcome to another episode of More to Media here on Daily Ad Brief. I'm your host, Jeff Swartz, and I'm really excited about my next guest on here. He's the managing director of Impressive Digital, which has a focus on digital and performance marketing for growth-obsessed brands. Russ Macumber, thank you so much for being on the show.
G'day, Jeff. Thanks for having me. Good to be here.
Absolutely. So, Russ, in just real quick, in 30 seconds, what does Impressive Digital do?
No worries. So we are a performance marketing agency. As you mentioned, we work with growth-obsessed brands. So basically, we help brands, usually in the sort of mid-market space, grow via measurable digital tactics. So SEO, paid media, CRM and loyalty, and conversion rate optimization. So that paid media piece covers a pretty large chunk, but that's what we do here at Impressive.
Awesome. And why did you pick companies that want and brands that want to grow, that are on that track? Why do you enjoy working with them? And how did you take your company and really kind of craft it to support those types of businesses?
Our original agency was based in Australia. I run the US version of our agency, but we're obsessed with growth ourselves. We're a Deloitte Tech Fast 50 agency, one of the fastest growing agencies in Asia. We love brands that have got big goals and are really keen to partner with people to create paths towards those goals. And I guess it's really about understanding as well which brands can differentiate between what are dreams and what are goals. Because dreams are one thing, putting it out there, big, hairy, audacious goal. But if it's not something which you can actually map backwards with a path to get there, then that's probably someone where, not as likely to want to work with. But if they're really keen to be aggressive, to set out a plan and to set some big goals which are achievable, then that's the sort of brand that we really love to work with.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. There's a whole adage of, goals have a plan in place, dreams don't. They're just going to live out there. So I'm going to shift gears a little bit for the marketer. And you had written a really neat tip for people who are thinking about getting into digital advertising, that they should spend less time worrying about the platform and maybe a little bit more time worrying about the consumer themselves, the customer. Can you dive a little bit into why you said that?
Yeah, for sure. I think we just get whether it's, as brands or as marketers, you can get obsessed with specific platforms and wanting to appease what the platform wants and making sure you've got, the right content or the right creative or, what's happening, what's trending on this platform, when we should be thinking more so about, where are our customers? Where are they spending their time? How is their behavior changing? What are the trends to that behavior change? And I think that, one of our strengths as an agency is that we've got a bunch of really curious marketers who are always looking for those different channels that aren't so obvious, because, your Googles and your Facebooks are going to be where, yes, a lot of people spend a lot of time, but is it the most cost-effective way to get in front of your customers? Potentially not. Are there new channels which are opening up? Are there new ways? Are there new tactics on those channels that you should be looking at? So if you think about less about the platform and what the platform wants and more about where your customers and your prospects spending their time, how they're spending their time, how can that actually, map into a customer journey to try to drive, conversions and then drive loyalty? Those are things that I think as an agency, we are trying to spend a lot more time on. We're constantly trying to find new channels or new ways of getting in front of our customers.
I think that makes a lot of sense, and it's a very higher level, just logical way of thinking about it. Now, my last question is one I'm like, hey, he moved all the way across, halfway around the world from Australia to Texas. Your pedigree is just a really cool path and everything. I'm like, I got to ask this guy about risk and rewards. So how do you approach the fear of risk and be able to kind of overcome it to get to the rewards that are on the other side?
Yeah, it's a funny question, that, because I grew up in businesses, small businesses myself. My parents always owned small businesses. So I guess I've kind of always had that, if you want it, go for it type thing and don't wait for someone else to tell you what to do. As you say, I did move halfway across the world here. I've got 4 young kids, so it was a pretty big decision. For me, I don't know how this weighs for other people, but having my wife, Angelique, is a huge support, and having her back me on it and go, yep, we can do this together, that was a pretty big validation point for me. So I think having a support network, whether it's your partner or whether it's people really close to you, have that confidence in you as well if you need that. But at the same time, backing yourself to know that, okay, well, this is something which, I'm long in the tooth. I don't know if you say that here. We say that in Australia.
Mhm.
So, I've been marketing for 20 years, and I think, I've got the experience to have the confidence to make this work.
Yeah, awesome. I love it. So, to kind of summarize this a little bit, you that support system, I think, is something that's very underutilized that people don't think about. If you have the support and you surround yourself with people that are going to help you get there, it's going to take those dreams that people have and make them into goals that you can actually achieve. So I really appreciate the time, Russ, on coming on the show. I think there's a lot of great insight that you had to provide, and probably a whole lot more that we couldn't cram into this short little episode.
Awesome. Thanks, Jeff. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you actually want to get in touch with Russ or his company, Impressive Digital, we're going to have all of his contact information at dailyadbrief.com. Thank you again for watching another episode of More to Media. I'm your host, Jeff Swartz.
Simplify presents Addressable CTV, combining the power of TV with the targeting and attribution of digital. Simplify's Addressable CTV delivers massive reach with the ability to scale without sacrificing precision. TV buyers can generate incremental reach with household-level targeting, frequency controls, reporting, and insights. To learn more about Simplify's Addressable CTV and what it can do for your clients, visit simply.fi.